our kids, and I'm going to say kids because the younger generation, we're Gen Xers. Um,
Mm.
they have not grown up with the privilege, I feel, of being kids like we were kids. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they don't solve conflict well. Because
Mhm.
they're in the house, they're playing video games, they're not outside riding bikes and playing with mud pies and jumping rope. They don't have the social interactions that we have where it
Yeah.
allows you to work those emotions out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. This is another episode in the series I've been doing with my bestie, Dr. Rosalyn Pitts Clark. So, Rosalyn, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you and good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you. We both have our coffee. I got my water. I'm ready.
Woo.
So, in these episodes, we designed them just to talk through interesting topics related to working well, living well, and we're choosing topics that we're personally interested in, that are meaningful to us, so that we can share what we've learned, how we're navigating as well. So, we always start with a check in, and I'm going to do this one differently than normal because it relates to one of my topics. So, we're going to start with the feelings wheel. So those who aren't aware, you can Google it. There's lots of them out there. But it's just a wheel that helps you get beyond mad, sad, and glad. Like, how are you feeling? We usually can kind of get to that very angry, happy, but it helps you get just a little deeper. So I'm going to ask you to start. How are you feeling today using the feelings wheel to help you kind of answer that question?
Okay, so when I look at the feelings wheel,
Mhm.
and as a psychologist, I will say I have never really looked at all of the feelings or the feelings.
Uh-huh.
If I had to pick one, I'm going to start with happy.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go into the realm of happiness. Uh, well, I don't know oh, this is difficult. This is more difficult than I thought it would be.
Okay.
I,
And if you have a feeling that's not on here, you're welcome to say it. Like it just has to go beyond glad, sad, or mad. So
okay, so I'm good. I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm content. Let's just say.
content. Okay, that's a good one. Okay.
But I also feel a bit of overwhelm because of just life circumstances. We recently moved. My house is a
Hmm.
disaster. I'm in the process of selling my old house. I just got tenants for my property in Philadelphia. Thank you, Jesus. Um,
Thank you, Lord.
so it's like a lot of moving parts. But I heard a Peloton instructor, her name is Tunde Oyene, and she said she was riding in the car and she felt overwhelmed, but then she realized that everything that she was overwhelmed by on her to-do list was once a prayer,
Mm-hmm.
and it is now an answered prayer. And I was like, let me regroup. Let me
Yeah.
focus because everything that I'm overwhelmed with is an answered prayer.
Hmm.
So I'm content, but I got a lot going on.
She got a lot going on.
Got a
Okay,
lot
I
going on.
get that. Okay, good. And that, you know what, that is a word in the wheel. Okay, I like this. Yes.
What a lot
Okay,
going
so
on.
a lot going on, overwhelmed and content at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's
I
like,
love it.
how are you feeling?
I would say I'm going to go in the happy category too.
Okay.
Because anytime we get to connect and chat, I'm always happy about that. So I'm gonna go in the happy category. And I'd probably go somewhere playful, maybe inquisitive, maybe some interested, somewhere in there. Just like I always love these conversations. I feel like I learned something from it, but we have a really good time doing it. So I'm just always looking forward to these. So I'd say somewhere in the playful, inquisitive, interested, seeing where this goes, somewhere in that space.
I love it. I
Okay.
love
And
it.
so how hard was that for you? Because this is going to drop into our first story when we get there. Like to come up with how you're feeling right now. How hard is that?
It's difficult. Simply because I think we are trained only to have a certain number of emotions or a certain
Mhm.
number of feelings. And I think when I looked at that wheel, I almost became a little bit overwhelmed. Like, oh no, like
Right.
look here. But I think identifying feelings, I think it's more difficult for us in our generation than it is for people in younger generations
Yeah.
because nobody really asked us how we were feeling as kids other than you sick? Pretty
You
much
good?
you you
Honestly,
are
when you said that initially, you said I'm good. I was thinking that's very much the Gen X generation. You good? I'm good. Okay,
good.
cool. Like that's about where it landed.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. How you feel? Fine. All right.
Moving on. Okay. Yes. So okay, that's perfect because of my first topic for us for today, and we'll go back and forth for the in terms of the episode, we'll go back and forth on topics. My first topic today is emotions. And I was thinking about this because as Gen Xers, and this is probably true definitely for the generations before us and maybe even the generation behind us, we really didn't spend a lot of time talking about emotions beyond good, not good, fine, sick, which I don't even know if sick's an emotion, but you know what I mean, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Um, but since that time, and definitely with the younger generations, they spend a lot more time talking about emotions, emotional awareness, emotional intelligence. Um, and so, just for everyone, emotional intelligence can be defined as the ability to perceive emotions of yourself or others and the ability to manage them. So, I can understand my own emotions and manage them. I can understand other people's emotions and manage them. So, that's why I started with the feeling wheel, because the first thing is you have to be able to know what you're feeling and also kind of, understand what other people are feeling as well. But, and there's some research that says the more granular we can get on our emotions, the better able we are to manage them. So, for example, if I can say I'm overwhelmed, like you said, then now that gives me insight and I can decide what I want to do with that. Like you said, you know what? These are blessings. Like I need to change my mindset. You can make some decisions about how you manage them. But this is what I thought was interesting. So there's a new research, not relatively new, but research is suggesting that, and this was research on college students, but we're more emotionally aware right now. So we're more aware of emotions. We know we have them. We know we should be doing something about it, but we're actually less emotionally intelligent, meaning we actually can't manage them as well as the generations before us, And so they were looking at things like well being, just the ability to manage your emotions, to be happy and content. That's gone down. Our ability to manage stress and anxiety has gone down. We're not as good at it. And we're more emotional, like up and down. We have more emotionality than we did before. So it's interesting in that there's more emotional awareness, but actually less emotional intelligence, I would say. And like we're not managing them as well. Do you see that as too, or what do you think about that?
Oh, I fully see that and I agree with it wholeheartedly. And I think it has a lot to do with the context of our social community. There's this great book, and I'm gonna misquote the title, but
Okay.
it talks about anxiety, the anxious generation. That is what it's called,
Mm-hmm.
anxious generation. And it talks about that because our kids, and I'm gonna say kids because the younger generation, we're Gen Xers. Um, they have not grown up with the privilege, I feel, of being kids like we were kids. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they don't solve conflict well because
Mm-hmm.
they're in the house, they're playing video games, they're not outside riding bikes and playing with mud pies and jumping rope. They don't have the social interactions that we have where it
Yeah.
allows you to work those emotions out.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you too that they really start teaching like this emotional wheel like when Jeremy was in pre-K or like
Wow.
school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and everybody has so many emotions now, and they're so big. And I'm like, uh,
Yeah.
but I think we need strategies to
Mm-hmm.
help us manage them and not just for littles, but also
Mm-hmm.
for our young adults and mid-career people in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things that I have seen,
Yeah.
if we disagree professionally, how it's handled, I'm appalled.
Yeah.
Or like on the news, I literally saw that two grown adults got into a physical altercation, and these are people making well over six figures over a disagreement. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we've got to regroup here, people, because this is not the way things should be. So I definitely agree. I think a lot of it is social isolation. A lot of it is
Mm-hmm.
ability to work feelings out.
Mm-hmm.
The place setting first, and then you
Yeah.
learn how to manage your emotions later on in life. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, these feelings are huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I read that, I was like, it is weird that we talk about it more, but do, and sometimes maybe talking about it more is actually, it could be giving us more freedom to feel and express it more, but we're not expressing it in a healthy way. We're
Right.
just expressing it. Like you're saying, big emotions, you see more
Right.
big emotions. And I think about definitely when I look at things online and if you think about clicks and all those kind of things, it kind of rewards big emotions, big perspectives. It just, we're kind of rewarding it too. And then our kids are seeing that and we're reflecting that. It's just odd to me that though we talk about it way more, we're actually way less able to navigate and manage our emotions. I read something on Reddit I thought was funny, and the person, and apparently it's funny hearing everyone talk about Reddit. Like it's kind of love or hate, I think, for a lot of people. But one person was saying, no, we're not more emotionally intelligent. We just have better words. We have more concrete language. So here's some strategies that we can use to be more emotionally intelligent. Tell me if you use any of these or if you think any of these would work. So one is naming them. So when you feel, a lot of times feelings come with a physical sensation too. I talk about this with my clients. Like when you feel that physical sensation, like you notice it and you name it. I'm getting really frustrated. I'm feeling not heard. Whatever it is that you're feeling, you kind of name it. And then you decide what you want to do with it. So one strategy is, what am I feeling? What's driving that feeling? And then what do I want to do about it? You ask yourself those three questions. And what you do about it may be nothing. It doesn't mean it has to be,
Yeah.
you don't have to act on your feelings, but it's just given a pause for you to say, I'm feeling something. Let me figure out what that is and decide before I get into the altercation at work, before I send that email I shouldn't send. Like I have a delay on my emails. Just, it's like before I do the thing that my emotion is driving me to, pause, name it, what's driving it. Because sometimes what's driving it is other things too. Like I'm physically tired. It's not always that situation. And then deciding what you want to do with it. So that's one strategy. Name it and then give yourself time to decide.
Okay.
Um, Another strategy is deep listening. It's so funny. Kelvin this week decided we need to do this when we're having a disagreement, which is like listening without responding. It's like deep listening. I'm going to pay attention to your nonverbals. I'm going to really try to listen with my heart. I'm not going to be focused on what I disagree with. I'm going
Okay.
to listen and try to just reflect back, what am I actually hearing right now?
Okay.
Because we've had discussions where you talk 30, 40 minutes and then you get to the end and it's like, that's what I think. And you're like, yeah, that's what I think too. It's like, well, what were we just talking about for 40 minutes? It's like, because you're not really hearing the other person. So that's one. And then the last one is building empathy, which I love this one. Approach conversations with the baseline assumption that everyone is doing the best they can with the tools they have.
I love that one.
If,
I
yeah. So what do you think about any of those?
So let's start with the last one.
Yeah.
I actually love that. And as a leader in whether it's business or whatever community, professional community,
Mm-hmm.
that's important because we forget that people come to the table with a lot going on. We
Mm-hmm.
don't realize the stressors at work, the stressors at home, the stressors in the community, particularly our people who are in the 40s, 50s, we're in a sandwich generation, we're taking care of kids, we're taking care of aging adults, we may have physical illness, whatever. We bring a lot of things to work. And even though we always say bring your best self to work, sometimes we just get what we get.
Yeah.
And so I definitely agree that we need to assume the best in
Mm,
people when there's a disagreement or when someone is showing big emotions.
yeah.
Um the okay, so I fully agree with that one.
Mm,
The first one is hard
mm-hmm. Mm,
because when the emotions start, you have to be so self-aware to be able to
yeah.
say, okay, and this is what we do in our house. I tell Jeremy, you have the ability to say, I need a minute.
Mm,
And so even in a workspace, I have realized, okay, you know what? Let's table this for now.
yeah.
And then we'll come back and we'll discuss it later when
Mm,
calmer heads can prevail. And I think that takes a lot of self-discipline to be able
mm.
to do. So I fully agree with that one. Now the second, what was the second one again?
Deep listening like without responding, whole body listening,
Yes.
really taking it in.
That's so long.
It is so hard. It's so good when I can do it. Like sometimes, like one of the strategies I learned on this is like you almost make a picture in your mind of what the person is saying. Like you really give your full attention to someone else. But back to your point, it's hard to do that if you're doing this and doing that. I mean, you have to kind of block out other things to enable you to do that. It's possible, but and it's actually kind of fun when I do it, but it really does take your whole attention to do it. I can't like be on my phone. Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, right,
you
right,
have
right.
to literally block it all out and give someone your full attention. And there's some moments when you know that, like when you're like, you know what, this is serious enough. I need to like let me block it out and dial in. It's just being able to recognize those moments.
I like that, but the one thing for me,
Hmm.
thing that I could do that, and I think I could respect that conversation until someone tries to repeat what I think you're saying is this, that, and the other, because now I feel like I'm on an automated machine when, when the person is like, I'm so sorry you're feeling frustrated about that.
Oh, you don't like that. You don't like someone trying to summarize what you're saying. It
Hate it.
feels too therapeutic for you. What is?
It feels therapeutic, but it also feels like when you call an automated, no, when you call technical support, and
Hmm.
like, so what I'm hearing is that your left doorknob is not working. I spent the last 5 minutes telling you that. Thank you.
You want the conversation to progress. You don't want them just reflecting back what they heard.
I don't want that.
Okay.
I,
I'll report back on this because I told you this is something me and Kelvin said we're going to try. So I'm going to report back and see if this strategy works for us or not. Because,
Maybe I'm going to try this with my kiddo because he tells me I don't listen. Mommy, you're not
oh,
listening to me. You've already decided no. You're right.
oh, why do I know he's right though? Why do I know he is right?
It's silly stuff. Like yesterday, we were cleaning out the god awful fish tank. And
Okay.
like, well, mommy, can I put water in the cup? No. But mommy, you didn't listen to everything. But I don't want water in the cup because you can't put the water in the fish tank yet. But mommy, you didn't even let me finish. Okay, go ahead and finish.
Okay. I think that's a good thing to try. So can I put water in the cup? You want to put water in the cup? Why do you think we should put water in the cup now? Or like, what would you do to that? Like, what would be your other response other than no in that moment? Can we put water in the cup?
Well, I can explain, hey, let's wait. We have to wait to put water in the cup until all the rocks are at the bottom so that we can pour, then it'll be time to pour in the water.
As opposed to just the no.
Yes.
Yeah. That's something, and that does say you're listening. Like you heard the question and you're considering it. And here's my consideration. I know that's hard to do with little ones who ask 1,000 questions a day, but yes, I like that challenge. You should try it.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Thank you, Auntie Arlene, because
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so that was my first topic, emotion. So we'll try some of these things, and I think the goal for all of us is to maybe download that feelings wheel, like get a little clearer on how you're feeling, and give yourself some time to manage that emotion before it gets so big and so out of control. Like give yourself a time to like a pause to help manage it. And then yeah, how do we build more empathy by listening, and by assuming others are doing their best. So yeah.
also add co-regulation.
Mm,
Because if you're upset and then I get upset, it's going to make
mm,
you more upset, which is going to in turn make me more upset. So if we can try, it doesn't always, you don't want to name it co-regulation, but if you can remain calm,
yeah.
your calm can help regulate the situation. So that's a
Yeah.
strategy that we often use with emotions is to try to co-regulate.
That's a really good one. I've seen that. I've seen that work with me, with other people. Like when they kind of can take it down, it kind
Hmm.
of helps you take it down too. So
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to be the one looking crazy.
Right. Preferably not. Preferably not. Okay. Rosalind, what's your second topic?
So my topic is aging in the workplace. And the reason this is a topic for me is because it's personal to me. So I remember when I first graduated and got my first real job, I was young. I was
Mhm.
really young. I was one of the younger people on our team. And now I realize that I am one of the senior members of our team. Notice I didn't say older, I said senior
Okay.
members of our team. And it really hit home one day when we were talking in a media center, and one of the teachers said, "Oh, yeah, I graduated from college in 2010."
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I, oh,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
like, ugh. And then we've got some who graduated in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, wow.
Yeah.
I was a full-grown adult living
Mm-hmm.
life at that point. So it's almost like, what does that look like? And even like managing a team with some people who are, some baby boomers who are still working, and
Mm-hmm.
also people, what generation are we in with the 20s, 20, late 20s? That's generation Y? Are they Z? Y? What's Lauren?
Is that millennial? Oh, what, the late 20s.
Yeah, what's Lauren?
Lauren's a millennial.
Is she?
No, maybe she's Gen Z. Hold up, let me
Oh,
talk.
she's Gen
Here,
Z.
you
Definitely.
talk. I'm gonna look.
Okay. And so, what does it look like to age in the workplace
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
a professional standpoint, but also from a personal standpoint? How do you
Mm-hmm.
define who you are in that space?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of us do struggle there because we've
Yeah.
got some major gaps there. So, we've got the technology gap, we've got the social gap, we've got the professional gap. We've got the literature gap as well, because if we haven't stayed super current on our professional development,
Mm-hmm.
people, particularly in psychology, they are coming with a different theoretical framework or tweaks to the
Mm-hmm.
theoretical framework that we have previously worked from.
Mm-hmm.
That dynamic is mesmerizing to me at times, whether it's the constant utilization of AI
Mm-hmm.
and, like, can you formulate a sentence on y'all? Um,
No, I can't, by the way. So
right, right,
so
right,
stop
right,
judging me.
right. To us think some people retire because of the demands of
Yeah.
technology.
Mm-hmm. I've seen
So
that too.
yeah, so what does that look like for us?
Yeah.
Whether you're a C-suite, whether you are mid-level, or you hold the business together because you are in facilities management. What does that
Mm-hmm.
look like for you? How do
Yeah.
you function in that space? Where's your identity?
That's a really good question. I mean, because so let me tell you, I pulled up generations. So you're right. Lauren is Gen Z. So
Yeah.
people 14 to 29 are Gen Z.
Mhm,
Alpha's Jeremy's age, 1 to 13. Millennials are people who are 30 to 45.
mhm.
Gen X is 46 to 61. Baby boomers right now would be 62 to 80.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so she's Gen Z. You know, one thing that I've been thinking about as it relates to this is regardless of what age we are. So I was looking into some research on just our own self-awareness
Mhm.
for an article I was writing, but also just for a couple clients. And what it suggests is leaders, we're way less self-aware than we think we are. We all think we're super self-aware. And
Right.
then we ask people around us and they're like, she doesn't get it. Like, she doesn't understand it. She doesn't get it. She's missing some things. And one of the things in that research it said is that the older and more experienced we get, um, the more we overestimate our value.
Mm.
We think that we kind of rely on our experience and the things we've learned so much that we think it's more valuable than it really is. Back to your point about maybe the younger people having better research or focus more on technology, it's
Mhm.
almost like I don't know. Like the world's so dynamic today. And I've told like people this before when they're like, "Oh, you have your doctorate." It's like, "Yeah, but I mean, if we were relying on the things we learned in grad school right now, I mean, we couldn't do our jobs. Like we couldn't be effective." There's kind of this I feel like this dynamic now and maybe it's always been where almost regardless of age, you have to be kind of constantly
Learning.
learning, constantly evolving, constantly open to new things. And I could see why, and I have some people who said this, as you get to a certain age, you're kind of tired of that. You know what I mean? Like some people decide to retire because they see the new thing coming. They know the evolution it's going to require, and they're just like, because it does take more energy to do that. And they're just like, I'm out. You know what I mean? So I think you do have to be, if you're in, it does require, I feel like this just at whatever age you're, because when you come in young, you may have the knowledge, the research from that, but you don't have the practical experience. As you get older, you have the practical experience, but you don't have the new knowledge. So it just feels like the people who are able to constantly excel, advance. I see this in the leaders I work with too. They're just always open to they kind of hold themselves loosely. They hold their knowledge loosely. They hold their experience loosely. It's like I have something to contribute, but I don't know, they don't put too much weight on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Article yesterday, a gentleman who had to reconfigure his business. So
Mm,
it was falling apart. The stocks had dropped, and
mm,
he meditates every morning. He sets an intention, which I loved. He sets an
mm,
intention for the day. He gets the toughest things done early in the morning.
mm,
And then, but the one thing that he said that it really resonated was he does not have to be the smartest person in the room.
mm.
He puts people around him that are smarter than he is,
Yeah.
so that they can carry some of that intellectual weight. And I think in the workplace, getting as we get older, we have to remind ourselves to do that. We don't have to be the be all end all or know everything. But also, excuse me, not just professionally, but socially. You and I very differ on this.
Why do I feel like I know what you're going to say and I haven't even heard it? Okay, go first. Let me hear it. You know, let me practice my listening. What are you going to say?
You and I differ on friendships in the workplace drastically.
Hmm.
Where you are more like you should develop and cultivate, not intimate, but true friendships in the workplace. And I'm like, no, not so much. My friendships are outside of my workplace. I have colleagues that I enjoy hanging out with and spending time with, but they're not my friends.
Hmm.
With that being said, I think we have to also remember the social component of getting older in the workplace as well, because it can be socially isolating for older people.
Hmm.
Because we don't have as much in common with the younger generations, where we're looking at retirement, we're looking at, pardon me, we're looking at raising kids, where they're looking at, they're just happy to have a paycheck, and they're, going shopping and spending and doing all the things, where we're saving and planning. So in a social space, we also have to remember how to navigate that as well, because they may shy away from us just like we shy away from them.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's another component, particularly if you've been one that your social interactions have primarily been in the workplace. It can be a very isolating feeling as we get older. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. And it's funny. I think just partly just getting older and partly because of a couple groups I'm involved in with my church primarily, but I've had the chance to interact with a lot of people at different generations, like, and especially a lot of older people. And I mean, I feel like I have some older people that I would call role models, my personally and professionally, but that still have really good relationships with people much younger than them. Like
Yes.
they have a multi-generational circle, which
Mhm.
I think as you age, I mean, I think at any age can add so much value. Like I think about one couple that I've hung out with before. He's in his 90s and, so for me, that's 40 years difference, in terms of our age. And when I'm around them, I get so much joy being around them. You know what I mean? Kind of same with my parents. Like, it's just kind of fun, I feel like, to have people at different generations. They teach you different things, they have different concepts. Like, it does require, not being not trying to put on your elder hat all the time and have the answers for younger
Right.
people because they
Right.
don't want to hear all that, to be honest with you. It's just like, how do you interact with other generations and not put on a particular hat? Just be able to interact with them as friends, as people, as colleagues, like kind of almost take the generations out of your mind and just interact with them as people. I think it's really, I don't have it as much professionally, but socially, having people I interact with that are at different ages, has added a lot, I feel like, to my life and has helped me professionally as well because it just gives me different ways of thinking about things.
Yeah. We have a family friend. Her name is Arletta Brunson, Dr. Arletta
Mhm.
Brunson.
Yeah.
She's retired. She did amazing things professionally. She's Jeremy's god grandmother. She comes to all
Hmm.
things. But one thing she always says, she keeps a circle of younger people around her
Hmm.
because it keeps me young.
Yeah.
And when I tell you she's spicy, she's spicy. But
Yeah.
but I say all that to say, I think there's some strategies that we can use as we get older, because everybody's gonna get older
Yeah.
and everybody's going to move hopefully toward retirement. But there are some strategies that are out there that we can utilize. One is never to self isolate. Make sure
Mm.
that you are still engaging with your colleagues, even if they are 20, 30 years younger than you, because you both, like you said, there's an exchange of information that needs to be there. And also always be ready to learn.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for us, well, for I don't know, do you have to maintain a license? I'm not sure.
Well, it's a certification I'm making.
Okay, so I have to maintain a license. Every 2 years, they come knocking on my door. Do you have these credits? And making sure that you stay abreast of all of the continuing education opportunities, because, like you said, there's such a big window span between when we were trained and then current practice. So always stay abreast of all the technology, all the information that you can, and also remembering, like you said, even though you're a resource and a treasure, but you are not the be all end all in that space. And so as a result, I would suggest that you really try to cultivate those relationships in the workplace, multi-generational um, relationships in the workplace, so that you feel a valued part of that community, and that other
Mhm.
people see you as a valued part of the community.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because it's true. Like the more time you spend in the workplace, other people, your friends start retiring. Like I'm noticing this in my social circle as well. Like my sister and others, people start retiring. Like you kind of start losing some of those work connections I could see, especially in internal and organizations, and that would be challenging if you don't have relationships with the newer people that are there. Now I could see how that isolation could happen pretty quickly.
Exactly. I mean, friend of mine, he retired, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're not
Hmm.
sitting in my office every morning chatting."
Yeah.
You're not gonna have the laugh, smile, like, "Oh my God, it's gonna change the whole
Mhm.
dynamic." And so, what does that look like moving forward? So, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm looking for retirement. I'm meeting with my person today. It look like how much further we are away.
Yeah, yeah. I see it in the far off distance somewhere. I
How
see it at
far
some
off?
point. I don't have a date yet, so that it's that far off. I see it somewhere. Not because of like really because I'm just enjoying what I do. I don't see it yet. I see if anything I might do less, but I
Okay.
don't see not doing anything because it just I don't know. I don't feel the need for it yet.
That's interesting. I can see myself in my full-time role stepping back in 5 years. My goal
Mhm.
is to not manage, but to cultivate a few people that are on my team
Mhm.
to take my position when I'm ready to retire. But my private practice, I see me doing that forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
it's kind of the same thing.
that's on my terms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that doing less kind of puts it more on my terms. So I think that's yeah, you want to, it's not doing anything, but it's you're right, doing it on your terms.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a whole different ballgame.
Jeremy don't have to be the only person with a retired mama in middle school.
Listen, I'm sure he won't be, and if he is, he'll be blessed by it. We don't need
Yeah.
to worry about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. I think we have time for this third topic. I'll do it super quick and then we'll
Okay.
get to the closeout. But okay, my third topic is decision fatigue. So, psychologists, and you in the midst of moving with all the other elements of your life, I'm sure you can relate to this. So, decisions fatigue is the tendency for the quality of our decisions to decline after we've been making a lot of decisions for an extended period of time. Research shows that when we're mentally taxed, when we're tired, um, when we've just been using our brains a lot, we tend to make worse decisions and we tend to procrastinate more. We tend to avoid decisions and just not be that great at decision making. So, Sometimes this happens later in the day. Sometimes it can have to happen days and days of just having to make lots of decisions or mentally taxing work. And, it's why when you get home late and you don't have anything prepared in the refrigerator and you're like, I'm hungry.
Chick-fil-A.
It's like, I don't care. What do I have? I'll take it. It's like, what's in there? I'll take it, whatever it might be. Um, and I was looking, it even shows up in court cases. So I was looking at some research, and rulings by judges tend to get less favorable um, as the day goes on. So, like, if you're earlier in the day versus later in the day, you could really be facing a different person with a different mindset. And it's why they have things for juries like different breaks and making, the rules they have to follow very clear to try to avoid some of this. But it's pretty well documented in research. And one strategy some people have used is to make fewer decisions. So the way I like to think about it is like make the simple things easy. So it's like meal prepping. It's I consulted for GE for a while, and they have like one standard PowerPoint template. You don't add graphics, you don't do any, like, this is the font, this is where the logo goes. It made it so simple so you weren't spending all this extra time thinking, what should a PowerPoint should I use? It's like, no, here's the template. Like, so make the simple things easy. Like Steve Jobs wearing the same outfit every day. It's like, just simplify your wardrobe. I had a colleague at work who didn't wear the same outfit every day, but he said he went left to right in his wardrobe. Like, he just was like left to right. He wore some khakis or some kind of pants and a button down every day, and he literally just went left to right in his wardrobe. It eliminated that as a decision. So the
Love
idea is if you can make some of the simple things easy, it kind of puts it on default in a way that you're happy, like it's a default good decision, and it's less likely to be impacted by decision fatigue, essentially. So where I talk strategies or where I've done this, like what is that? What are you thinking about right now, or where have you seen decision fatigue for you?
Ooh, friend. Um, well, since I'm divorced now, I feel like I suffer from decision fatigue all the time because I'm making decisions for
Mm,
my child, I'm making decisions for myself. And one thing that I will say when partnered, at times I was like, I don't care. You figure it out. Just let me know what to do and where to show up because I don't want to think. So I
mm,
do because I'm a leader at work and I think a lot at work. I think a lot for myself and my kid. At times I just want to. And funny, a gentleman who kind of is has shown interest. He was asking me something similar to that, and it kind of centered around the whole alpha personality versus beta personality. And I was very honest. I was like, sometimes I don't want to think. I
mhm,
just don't want to. But when it comes to decision fatigue, I have noticed for myself that I make my best decisions in the morning. I'm a morning person.
mhm,
5:15, that alarm goes off. We got to make the bacon.
mhm.
And I tell my team often, and it's a joke, but it's true. Like we can have a problem solving session, and we come up with a great solution. And I'm like, well, you took my one great idea for the day.
It's, yeah,
Don't ask me anything else because I might not have anything else for you. But
right.
but I do agree that fatigue is a huge thing when it comes to decision making.
Mhm.
And the quality of decisions goes down. But one thing my therapist taught me also is that sometimes you don't have to make a decision and you can put it off, and that's okay. Not
Yeah.
deciding in that moment is also a decision.
And sometimes that is the best decision. Like, you maybe you don't have all the information, or you're not at your best, or you're not in the right mindset, you're tired, whatever it is. It's like now's not the time to make that decision. I think that's a great strategy. Back to kind of emotional intelligence. Now's not the time to send that email. Like, just I've read text messages and been like, and it's like, you know what? Let it ride. Like, let
Yeah.
it ride. Make that
Yep.
decision when you're fresher,
Yep.
more the person you want to be, not in this moment. So, yeah, that's a really good point. Like, sometimes you just need to not make the decision.
Yeah. But I do love the idea of setting yourself up to make fewer decisions during the day.
Hmm.
So I'm good at meal prepping. You'll text me, what are we eating this week? Or
Yeah. Uh-huh.
that is a huge burden off my plate. Excuse me, I had a gentleman coming to do some work yesterday. He was like, "Why are you cooking all this food?" Because I don't want anybody to ask me what we eat the rest of the week.
Exactly.
Right here.
Rosalind, that one, honestly, so I did it I really had done it off and on, but not really committed to the concept until last summer. So I decided I was going to meal prep for the whole summer. And then at the end of it, I would decide, is this worth it or not? Because I've seen some people say it doesn't work for them because some people literally want something new to eat every day. There's some people who like their meals to be more like I wouldn't want to wear the same outfit every day. That wouldn't work for me because I like my outfit to be driven by what I'm doing that day. So, it doesn't work for everyone. So I say I'm gonna try it for a summer and see if it works. And I videoed myself. So, I was doing videos and everything. I was like, I'm really committed for the summer. And then after the summer, I was like, we'll see. And it took I mean, I still do it now because it does exactly that. It takes so much of that evening. Oh, what are we going to eat? Like that time and energy it takes to make the decision, bad decisions that you make then. Like that is one that I've decided actually works for us. I wasn't sure if it would, but I'm still doing it because that one, you're right, that one works.
And the thing is, I think where we get thrown off is that it does require a lot of prep up front.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Saturday afternoon, I'm gonna make a dish or two, and then Sunday, I'm gonna make another dish or two. I have to spread it out, or I'm just like, I ain't doing nothing. Um,
Yeah.
but it changes my life. The fact
Mhm.
that my kid wears uniforms,
Yes.
because I'm like, polo shorts, polo pants, dress shirt Monday. Okay, we're done. The
Yeah.
thing that I said I'm going to do, and I need you to hold me to this.
Okay.
Two things. One, since moving, I have
Mhm.
realized I don't need to ever purchase another outfit for a
Mm.
long time.
Mhm.
Because if something's wrong, it's because clothes don't fit. I I don't know how I have gotten so many
Mm.
articles of clothing. But my aunt used to tell me, Aunt Brenda loved her to pieces. She used to say you need to lay out your clothes the night that you need to lay out your clothes for the week. On
Oh, the week.
Saturday, iron everything and hang them on a valet bar. I don't have a valet bar, so hang them up
Yeah.
so that you know exactly what you're wearing every day of the week. I have a colleague who does it for 2 weeks at a time.
Wow.
But it takes the thought. You're
Mhm.
sitting there like, "I'm gonna wear today.
Yeah.
Now we gotta iron it. Now we're running late. Now we gotta do
Mhm.
this." It takes all of that out, and I think that
Mhm.
that's the most amazing thing ever. So, like
Mhm.
I said, trying to set yourself up to make fewer and fewer decisions is where
Mhm.
I'm so sorry. Trying to set yourself up to make fewer and fewer decisions is where the success is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's pretty much what Steve Jobs was saying. He was like, I don't want to spend my time on outfits. I'd rather spend my time on the work on building, like things that really matter. Decisions that make a difference, not what I'm wearing. So like I think that's a really good one for kind of getting back your some of your energy from that day. You're not starting the day spending all this time on an outfit choice, which really, isn't where you want to spend your time in that day. That's a good one.
Yeah, and also, even like you don't have to do this anymore because Lauren's an adult, but like packing Jeremy's lunch and at night, I've
Hmm.
started doing it as I'm cleaning up dinner dishes. Let me see
Yeah.
lunch for tomorrow. So the only thing I have to do is pop this into the toaster oven. And so that helps to make the morning more smoother. And even me
Hmm.
planning what Jeremy's having for breakfast the next day. Okay, I know it's a cereal day. So this is an oatmeal day. So I know after I get out of the shower, I need to just go make the oatmeal so that when he's dressed, he can just sit down. It's already cooled off. We can go eat.
Yeah.
But even at work, there's this concept called eat the frog that my
Mm.
talks about all the time. And
Hmm.
it's doing the most challenging task first. Get
Yeah.
it done.
Hmm.
The most mentally vexing tasks first, get it done. And then you have the rest of your day to finish up those smaller things that are less energy sucking or energy draining. And it makes the day go by a lot better. So, yeah.
Yes, that's another great strategy. That's another great strategy. Yeah. Use your mental energy best when it's sharpest, when it's freshest, do the hard thing. And then, answering emails, some other stuff you got to do, you can get that done with the rest of the day. That's a great idea. Eat the frog.
Yeah. And figure out where your best day is because for some people, it's the afternoon. You know,
Yeah.
people are super productive in the afternoon. I'm just like, "Ooh, oh,
Yeah. The one I said I'm going to start doing, which I'd done this before, but since I changed all my workouts, I'm not, I've been doing it differently. I was like, I need to at least set my workout schedule.
Yes.
Because right now it was set when I was doing other things, but since I stopped, Orange Theory and other things, and now managing these migraines, it's been it's so all over the place. Like it's like literally every day I'm like, I work out in the morning, or like I wait till the afternoon, like, and I'll look, I'm like, oh goodness, okay, I've gotten in 3 days, I got to get in one more day this week, and I'm thinking which day I'm gonna get it in, like, 'cause I try to at least four to five times a week, but it's like, what a waste of energy. Like I did when I was doing this, I was like, okay, that's the thing I have to set. Like I need to just set the workout schedule, go with that, and just be done because I'm literally thinking about that every day. Like, when am I gonna do it today? Well, I don't know if I feel good. So that's one thing I'm doing for sure.
Set an appointment. Set
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
yourself. And
I'm
it
setting my workout schedule.
you have a little more flexibility. For me, it's do or die at 5:30. It's do or die at 5:30.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because your second job kicks in after work. So yeah, you can't. That's why I used to always call parenting in the evening. That's the second job. Like it kicks in after work, so you don't have time for that. So.
And also my energy level is low.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, some people find stress relief in a workout after work.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I like afternoon workouts the best, but it doesn't always work schedule wise. So.
I've literally walked into the gym, swiped my little card after work. I'm like, okay, and turned around and gone back
Uh-uh. Not in the gym and turned around. Okay.
around and gone back home.
Okay, that doesn't work for you. Okay. Don't ever do that with it. That doesn't work for you. Welcome to Anelra. Have you ever thought about unlocking the full potential of yourself or the leaders in your organization? Imagine the impact of executive coaching. Ready to transform your leadership impact? Visit us at www.anelratalent.com. Anelra, coaching solutions that work. Okay. All right. So to end, I have some this or that questions, and then we'll get ready to close. Well, I guess before I do this or that, what's one takeaway from today's conversation that you're thinking about as you move forward?
Give you two.
Yeah.
I'm going to actively listen to my child,
Mm,
and I am going to set myself up for fewer decision making, for fewer decisions to have to be made. And it's just discipline. It's discipline because some
mm,
people are tired. I don't want to pack lunch beforehand, or I don't want to meal prep, but or don't want to lay out my clothes, but I have to do that because now I'm further away from work. So I
mm.
have to leave on time. So
Yeah.
make sure that I am able to set myself up for success
Hmm.
in the morning. So yeah, those
Okay, that's good. Okay. Mine is definitely deep listening. And the second one is I really want to look at my circle and think about the generational aspect. I feel like I have it personally. I don't know if I have it as much professionally. A lot of the people I work with professionally are my age or real close. My maybe I can think of one person that's younger, but my age. And she honestly, as I think about this, she's added so much. She just joined our team a few months ago and she's added so much already. So I think I need to think about that professionally, like especially the younger generations. I think I have myself and even a few in the older generation, but younger,
mm,
not so much. So I want to think about that from a professional standpoint.
I love that.
Yeah. So, okay. Okay. So this or that. I can't remember if I'd asked you this one or not before, Swanee, but I don't think so. Okay. First one, road trip or wheels up?
Wheels up every time. About
Wheels
you.
up? Yeah. I said if I'm not driving, I'd pick road trip. If I can be someone's passenger, I love a road trip. But yeah, if I'm not, then I'm with you. I'll get on a plane instead. Okay. If you're going to a restaurant, Steady Eddie or somewhere new? Like someone you already love or somewhere new?
With my child, steady Eddie. With adult company, something new.
Yeah. Yeah. I love going to the same place. Okay. Be known for kindness or competence. Let's say at work. Let's put it be known for kindness or competence.
Confidence at work, kindness everywhere else.
Yeah. I kind of said that too. I mean, at the end of the day, work is like you're delivering something to someone. So it's like you got to be competent. Hopefully, I'm kind too. I want to be known for both, but if I got to pick one,
So Just a little caveat.
Yeah.
I had to finish up some business with this woman, and I have worried her to death. When I tell you, I have called her 50, 1100 times.
Poor woman.
And I thanked her because we're done. And I thanked her and I said, I know I have worried you. She was like, but you were so kind to work with. She said,
Oh.
like, I didn't mind. She's like, no, the other people. I was like, I appreciated that. So that made me feel good. So yeah,
Oh, that's good. Yes, that's important. Be kind to work with for sure. Okay, last one. Extra hour sleeping or extra hour reading?
night night. Every time.
I knew you were gonna say that.
How about you?
Uh, right now I'm reading a book I love, so I would probably pick reading, but it's probably more like 30 minutes reading, 30 minutes nap. Probably is what it ends up being, but right now I'd probably pick reading.
Reading.
It's the last thing he told me. It's a fiction book. It's like a mystery. Someone's husband goes missing in the midst of a financial crime at his business, and he's trying to figure out what happened.
That.
Okay, yeah. So I will send you that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Me that. My kiddo loves to read, so I'm trying to read more alongside him.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. But I get it. Listen, depends on the week. Some days, if I wasn't reading this book, I might be saying night night. So, okay. Well, thank you all so much for joining the show. We appreciate you being here. Rosalind, thank you for joining as always. It's always a joy to hear from you and to see you and to get a chance to talk with you. So I appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll talk to you later on, like literally.
Like, yeah, like literally. So, thank you all for hanging out with us today. And I'll put all of our contact information for Dr. Roslyn, myself in the show notes. So, thank you all so much for joining and be well. Thanks for listening to the Work Well, Live Well podcast. If you're ready to grow as a leader or as an organization, head to enelratalent.com. That's ENELRA talent.com to learn how we can support you. Like what you heard? Follow or review the show so you don't miss what's next.